Welcome to BNB Amplify. Are you a vacation rental owner, property manager, or superhost looking to generate repeat bookings to earn more revenue? As you already know, branding starts in the mind. A brand's initial thought is backed by an emotional feeling to give back to the world in a positive way. Branding is the portion of the experience your guests will remember you by and build a tribe-like following. We're here to help guide you by sharing your brand story to your perfect guests with innovative ideas and technology that will generate repeat bookings and increase your revenue. Today we're doing a how-to video on creating an outstanding website. On here watching the video, we're on Tetsbury Cotswold Cottages. Here's one of our clients' website, built in a website B&B website builder. And we're just doing a case study. We're going over the attributes and the different capabilities and building this website with us. And here's a showcase of our partner client here. And what are we looking at, Judah?
Yeah, so this is the homepage. When Jody came to us, she came to us really needing a redesign. She had her own direct booking website that she had gotten someone off of Fiverr to build and create for her. She wasn't too happy with it, so she reached out to us through one of our promotions, and she wanted a new look and feel. So this is what we were able to come up with. The important thing that I want you to remember or want you to note whenever you're building a direct booking website, maybe you're doing it for yourself, is the first page or the first page in the first picture is very important, because it's going to take about 3 to 5 seconds for your guest or your visitor to decide whether or not they're going to stay on your page. So number one, your page speed is important. And I'm going to show you the importance of your page speed here in a second by taking you into Google PageSpeed to show you how fast Tetsbury Cotswold Cottages through our site builder, how fast those pages load. But page speed is definitely important, and then the depth of your photo, of your header photo, is important as well. So one of the reasons why we wanted to choose this photo is because it provides depthness. I'm able to look at this photo and I'm able to be drawn into it. So that's very important, because a lot of times we see websites where hosts or property managers or using images that just really doesn't capture the attention of who it is that they're looking to bring into the website. And so that's one thing that's important. So you're looking at the home page, and as I scroll, you'll notice that there's call to actions. Now let me go into the preview mode and then I guess we can talk about the site builder itself after I kind of scroll through this, Chris. How's that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I have one thing to also add about first time. Put yourself in the shoes of your visitor. Kind of think of what they see as soon as they land on your webpage. When I'm, in my guest mind, I guess you could say, when I land here, it's referring back to what Judah mentioned about depthness. Now I'm looking at this beautiful landscape in England, the Cotswolds. The first thing I'm thinking is, oh, wow, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful image first thing in the morning. It looks like it's about 10 a.m. maybe. I can tell by the sun. And it says, stay here. A lot of times we land on, direct booking websites. It's always something that kind of can deter me away from it and say, it's not as attractive. And, within that 3 to 5 seconds, I'm making my decision right then and there, whether I want to deal with you guys or not, or whether I want to stay here. So, adding this image, again, it gives me a preview of what I could be looking at when I wake up in the morning. So, that's already drawing me. So now my eyes are scanning, and of course, everybody looks at the screen from left to right. So now from the left, closer to the middle, it's stay here. Our holiday rental service delivers outstanding safety and comfort and competitive rates. All of our rentals are guaranteed and complies with the highest hospitality standards. Immediate pain point, because that's the concern. The biggest concern is having a rental service that delivers. Also, you know, clean and comfortable, and always, if you could scroll down just a bit, Judah, you know, that's immediate pain point. You know, that's something that's a priority here at Cotswold. So now I'm taking these guys serious. I'm taking Jody serious for what she does, because she's telling me immediately what it is. And of course, the call to action: book direct now and save here. You know, I made suggestions on other folks' websites in the past, and I'm like, you know, hey, why is your call to action not at the top instead of all the way at the bottom? You can have it at the bottom, but have multiple call to actions. Have that, you know, that saves you time, or saves your users time. And we'll talk about the importance of, you know, having, you know, your time and Google Insights, and talk about that in a second. Go ahead, Judith.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's beautifully said, because you know you do have those 3 to 5 seconds. Again, once that site loads, that site is not loading fast enough. Once that site loads, it's over. You know, it's over. So one thing that we wanted to do with Jody is we wanted to make sure that we were touching on the pain points of her cottage, because she has beautiful cottages. And we wanted to make sure that that the guests coming to the website knew that her cottages were clean and comfortable all the time, and that was a high priority. So you're going to see that wording sprinkled out throughout the whole entire website. Clean, comfortable, that's our priority. Clean, comfortable, because that's the message that we wanted to bring across. Now, you're going to also notice the call to actions. So you got a call to action button here, and then you got that one that hovers, that always stays at the bottom. The call to action buttons are very important, because you don't know where your buyer is going to be at in their journey. So I'm a guest coming to your site. I may be ready to book. I may be ready to book now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I'm ready to book now, and you're presenting me that opportunity to do it, then where I don't have to think so much about it, then I'm there. You know, I'll hit that book direct now button.
Yes.
If I'm at the beginning of my journey, maybe I'm about 60 days out of taking my actual vacation, but I'm coming to your website now. Your website's telling me a different kind of story, because now I have all these beautiful pictures. I can make my decision. I can check the availabilities. I can look at your rentals, and I can do a lot of things.
Yes.
Excuse me. I can't fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you mentioned in the beginning of the journey, 60 days out, you know, of course, many people do major research, and
Yes.
and during that time, it's between 60 days, you know, 30 days is when they're actually making their decision, because that's that 4-week time frame when they're saying, hey, I'm ready to book my travel destination now. So, you know, again, here it is, you know, you're back to that left to right. You have the images off to the right, you have more information and pain points off to the left. And here's another call to action we're coming up on: see our rentals. You know, we're pulling in on, you know, another major pain point. Now I am ready to see your rentals. I read enough on this page, and I want to see what's available, what's accommodating for me and whoever else is traveling with me.
Yes. And one of the another thing, now I'm gonna click through to see our rentals, and I'm gonna click through to the direct booking now, just so they'll see what those pages look like.
Absolutely.
We wanted to showcase her rentals. She has beautiful rentals. St. Michael's Cottage was one of the newest ones, and she's going to continue to add more. So that's the beautiful thing about our builder, is that you can create unlimited pages,
Yes.
unlimited properties you can add. You have unlimited file space, unlimited bandwidth. So there's no restrictions. You know, there's no restrictions. You're not going to be charged like other site builders. You're not going to be charged per property. You know, that's not what we wanted for our clients. What we wanted was a site builder that was able to create websites that was Google ready. What I mean by Google ready is that we follow the Google guidelines. Like, our platform follows the Google guidelines. So there's nothing that you have to worry about with our sites loading slowly.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure that we were able to do that. So you get that with the builder. So unlimited pages and unlimited properties is something that's very important to vacation rental owners, managers, and any professional in the industry that's looking to have a direct booking website.
Yes, yes, and that, again, that's important. Google PageSpeed. Google has an update, and it's coming. And if your site is not user friendly, because that involves, again, as page speed. If it's not clicking between 3 and 4 seconds, then whether it's on mobile or whether it's on desktop, laptop, mobile devices, period. If it's not under that between 3 and 4 seconds, then your rankings are going to tank. It's no purpose to even having a website at that point, because Google wants the first recommendation. They don't want any more. That, when somebody's doing talk to text or voice recognition, and they're searching for their vacation rental near me, because that's a very important search inquiry. Near me is so important on all across all industries when it comes to searching on Google. But besides that, they want the first recommendation. They want to be able to index a website that, first, number one, understandable. Number two, makes sense to the person that's searching it. Google don't want to be, in last place anymore, or they never was. They was actually first place, but they want to make sure that they're moving at a pace to where, as though people who are searching Google is going to find it at one, they're going to want to find their recommendation the first time, not the second time, the third time. They want to make sure that you're on top.
Yeah, because you gotta understand, Google has a client base, and their client base is the searcher, and the searcher comes to Google in search of information. So if I'm searching for information, whether it's accommodations, whether it's or what to do in your local area once I've booked that accommodation, Google wants those websites. First of all, they want those websites to be as localized as they can. But they want those web pages and those websites to be able to load really quickly. And if your sites are not loading quickly, then you're going to get pushed down in the rankings. Yes. Google's still going to list you. Obviously, they're a search engine. They're going to do that, but you're not going to be on the first, second, or even third page. So your page speed is very important. So that's one thing that you get with the builder. Another thing we wanted to do on the homepage is we wanted to showcase her expertise in hospitality and how well she does it. So we wanted to list the number of premium properties she has, the number of positive Airbnb reviews, her response rate, and she's great. I can imagine how her response rate to her guests, because she responds so quickly in our communication board. She's on top of it. And that's one of the reasons why we were able to get her site launched within 30 days, is because Jody was really responsive. She was really on it. Yes. And so we appreciate that. So any client that has responded well, we thank you. And those potential clients who are coming in, this is what makes you different than the others. How well you respond, whether it's to your guests, whether it's to your potential guests who are searching for accommodations in your area, or whether it's a team member like us when you come on board. So just because we're going to be as responsive as we can, and we want that same that same response, I should say.
Yeah, no, the motivation. Jody was very motivated. If I can write a review on great clients, our partner client Jody was excellent. She was very responsive and very insightful as well. It takes our level of expertise to another level, being able to serve Jody, man. She was awesome. And again, that being able to showcase her response time on a website. Those are the next thing that people are always looking for. What testimonials you had, what is it this person is it, how great this accommodation is. So, of course, being able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Accentuate that on the website, it's very, very important, especially on the landing page, I should say, not just the website, but the landing page. That's most important, because people are looking for that. They're looking for the review. Hear that she has 280 plus positive Airbnb reviews, her response rate is at 100%, lets me know that this is secure in my guest mind. this is a person that I actually want to deal with because my immediate pain, my immediate questions and concerns are going to be responded to in a fairly quickly manner.
Yes. Yes. And that's so important. That is so important. So we wanted to showcase that here for her. And so we did that, and then we wanted to also do a booking, and this is not a booking engine, this is just a booking form. So this form, once filled out, will go directly to Jody via her email. So she received this in her email where she can follow up with that person manually. Now these, when I take you to the booking form, there's actually a booking tool or booking engine that is from a third party company, and we'll share that with you in a second. But this is important too, because maybe, again, you don't know where your potential guest is at, where they're at in their journey. So maybe they just have some questions and they don't want to book through the engine, but maybe they have some questions. So this is a good way for them to reach out to you, and we wanted to collect all the information that was important, what cottage they were interested in, their check-in and check-out dates, the number of children, the number of adults, and things like that. So, and they can leave a message. So going to what you were talking about with Airbnb guests, the 280 plus positive Airbnb reviews, we wanted to pull that to her website. Now, her old direct booking website, which wasn't pulling any kind of reviews, we wanted to bring those reviews from Airbnb over to her new direct booking website, just so even though you don't have, and that's something that we discussed with Jody as well. If she wanted to fully just be a direct booking website, or does she want to actually link out to Airbnb and take accommodations through Airbnb for those guests who prefer that. But she chose to actually just create this website and have a fully a direct booking site. So, but that doesn't mean that we can't use her Airbnb guests reviews, because she earned them.
Yes, she did. Yeah,
It's
still the same accommodations, and those can change at any time. You can always put it, put the new guest that came and arrived off of her direct booking website, at a later time. Since this is new, I like to see that, within 90 days or so that, we will be replacing Airbnb guests are saying to what our guests are saying, what kind of our, what is the specific, of the accommodations, what took place during that time. So over time, in due time, we'll be able to show this, and we'll update you guys, once that is done in the near future here. So we're proud of this one.
So, and exactly. So for those who are new and don't have a direct booking website, and you're concerned about, how would my site be perceived in the eyes of the traveling guest? It'll be received well and perceived well as well, because you are providing those experiences. And we can pull, if you have reviews from Airbnb or vrbo or any of the booking engine or the booking sites, the OTAs, we can pull those reviews over to your new direct booking website and list those for you, just as we did for Jody and many of our other clients. It was important for her to want to showcase her Airbnb Superhost badge. Again, she earned it. Yes. So she wanted us to add this to the footer of her site, and we did that as well. Also, when you join our program, you do get a simple logo build out. Jody already had this generated, but we just made it into a circular form, and that's what she wanted. So keep in mind that when you come on board, and if you don't have a logo, that we will create one for you.
Yep, absolutely.
So let me go ahead and go to our rentals. So here on the our rentals page, now there is a drop down. When you come into the beginner level, you do get up to 7 pages. Our accelerator level, you get up to 10 pages, and our mastermind level, you get up to 15 pages. Yes. And so you do get up to 3 properties with the beginner level. So when we build your site for you, you will automatically get like an our rentals site or an accommodation page. I mean, our rentals page or accommodations page, our listings, whatever you decide you want to name that page. And on that page, we will list all of your properties. And for our design for Jody for Tetbury Cotswold cottages is the design layout that we kind of chose for her. Yes. Again, mimicking her brand colors, which is the blue and the white. And so we wanted to kind of keep that in this palette.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to highlight as well is you know, how this is just, you know, the rentals, and of course this is just the preview. You know, again, it's a preview just to give a little bit of information before you actually click through and go into the rentals and the listings itself. And I thought you can click on any one of the listings so we can go on to the next page. You know, one of the things that I definitely wanted to highlight and scrolling down, of course, is this is the first room that you would show, but it also, you know, goes on to a slideshow. And then, of course, the next stage to that, and next, you know, scrolling down, of course, it shows how many guests can accommodate 2 bedrooms, 2 beds, and 1 bathroom. Which is similar to any OTA that you know your guests will land on. You'll have, you know, these same icons that's, you know, suggesting what's available and you know what to expect. So that this is, you know, again, you see that these pictures are always on a slideshow, so they're constantly moving and you know, moving at a reasonable pace for people to take a look at. And this will go right into from the icons, it will go right into the listing descriptions. No different from any other OTA. And, you know, have the specific information of the space, the, you know, ground floor, first floor, second floor, a little bit about the area. Also, any other details that's needed, you know, so it's no different. Now you're coming across her, of course, her booking calendar. The booking calendar is a third party. She's dealing with Smoobu, so we have third party integrations. Some of them we are still currently working on. I think the biggest one will be Airbnb. And again, our website, we're able to get this information over to our developers, and our developers can create these widgets for, you know, booking calendars. So integrations is not a big deal, and we'll have our own in the near future. But what we found was people like their third-party booking systems who they're dealing with, you know, currently. So, but again, we're not limited. We are limited possibilities. Again, here's some more features that you might already be accustomed to on the listing channels is the amenities. So now it's showcasing the various amenities and you know, moving forward, again, we have more pictures towards the bottom. So, you know, again, more call to actions. You know, this we're not limited by what we're able to provide you as far as a direct booking website. You know, this thing is fully integrated. You know, with all the important things. I think the most important is that you have experts that's also able to cater to certain keyword phrases. All over this website is keyword phrases that's being site indexed, and I think you could check that video out on our YouTube. We may have dropped it in the groups as well. But the biggest thing is being able to have this site indexed by Google, so that when your potential guests are you know, searching their perfect accommodation or their perfect stay, they're going to find your website. And depending on how strong your online presence is when it comes from, you know, social media, just the organic pull alone off of your current website, you know, it would definitely be in a ranking position and maybe top if there's nothing else that's ranking in the area, which 9 times out of 10, there is no other websites. I think people get confused between the big OTAs running ads. When you land on Google, and we'll probably show this on a later time in another video, when you're searching your perfect stay, and the first listings that you're going to see is ads. Those ads are being run by the big OTAs like Airbnb, like vrbo, like booking.com. After that, you're going to see Google My Business. And now these are the local businesses that Google is deciding to allow posting, of course, these local Google businesses. And then now it goes into the next level. The next level is the actual 1 through 10 first page Google rankings. And again, getting there through the various tools or the various learning course that we have. The mastermind, of course, is being able to get out and blog, have your social media content rolling. Also just learning, basic digital marketing skills. You got anything to add there, Judah?
Yeah, no, you covered a lot in terms of what's on the page. One of the reasons why we chose to lay out the page in this manner is because we wanted the page to flow pretty freely.
Yep.
As you mentioned, the booking tool is not generated from our software. It is a third-party booking tool, but as you can see, it integrates flawlessly with our software. And so this again is from Smoothboo. So what happens when you're a potential guest, if you decide to go with a third-party integrated software like Smoothboo, and your perfect guest comes to your website and they decide to book, all of the information stays on the website. So they don't leave your website to go to Smoothboo and check out. It's all done on our platform. So that's the beautiful thing about the integration. Absolutely. And so when keeping that in mind, just keep in mind that when you come into the program and you decide to go with a third party, do you have to have a third party integrated software? No, but you will be processing your direct bookings manually, because again, we don't offer that just yet.
Yeah.
We're looking to hopefully roll out something like that in 2021, where we can have our own booking tool and channel manager for our software. But for right now, we work with some trusted third-party providers.
Yes.
And so just keeping that in mind, that if you decide to, that they will not leave your website, everything will stay on. But just also a side note, your third-party integrated software that you choose, whether it's Guesty or Smoothboo or SyncBnB, Zvu, yep. They have to have an HTML embed code. So if they don't have an HTML embed code, what we can then do is just link out to those specific channel manager platforms, and your booking can take place there. And hopefully it synchronizes pretty well where it's where your guest still feels like they're on the same platform.
Yeah.
But also we can add video walkthroughs of your units as well. So that's something that hosts will want to really put some thought into, is throwing a video up here of your unit. So our builder will allow you to do that as well. So as we wanted to do is I don't know if you mentioned this, Chris, but this is the promotional slide in, right? And so this is one thing that your site builder will do for you that like a Logify wouldn't do. Logify is not going to have the slide ins. So let me just kind of refresh this page just so you kind of see it slide in. So I'm going to scroll here and hopefully we can see it slide in. Yeah, there it goes. So as it slides in, obviously it's an attention grabber. Again, the whole thing is about call to actions. The whole thing is about call to action. So as it slides in, it's going to grab your visitor's attention. And so with the big, enjoy saving, Jody's got the Visit Tetbury a promotional code here. So once they book direct and save, they'll come to the booking form. Here on the booking form, they can choose, again, this is through the third-party integrator. So they can choose their dates, and it will populate it will populate the cottages that are available for those dates. As you can see, everything is synced, meaning it's all matching her brand colors of blue. So the blue outline here, the blue button, her logo.
Yep.
Branding is not just, you know, it encompasses everything. So
Yes.
everything needs to stay the same and be relatable.
Yes.
So let's say if you choose, you want to book Fox Cottage, you will hit Fox Cottage. And again, as you can see, you're still on the website. You haven't left the website. It's a beautiful thing. And it creates that trust that your guest is looking for. Again, 67% of travelers would rather book on a branded direct booking website versus an OTA site.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind. So your guests will then plug in all their information. If you have a discount code like Jody did, they would put it here. It tallies up what the price is going to be. Agree to the terms. You hit the available book now. Then you would still be on the platform, and Jody would receive all of that information. So in this case, if this site was a site that we were doing for you, and you decided to go through one of the third-party integrators like Smoobu, you would receive all that information in your email, and then you would then need to log into Smoobu to communicate with your guest and just to follow up with your guest that way. So all your information will be handled through the Smoobu software and not through our site builder. One of the things too you want to keep in mind is when you're drawing in guests to your local area, you got to provide things to do in your local area. So one thing that Jody wanted to do, she wanted to list local businesses here. And these are some of the local businesses that she has been in communication with. And so that's what you need to do. You know, you need to get out there in your local area, start talking to the local businesses, seeing if you can create joint venture opportunities between your business and their business. Maybe do some link swaps where you place your link on your website, and in return they place your link on their website. Whatever it may be, try to create some sort of relationship with the local businesses in your area, because this is where your guests will be exploring. They will be exploring your local area, and if you're not giving them things to do or things to look out for, or places that you recommend to go eat, then you're having them to do all that searching on their own, when you can cut down that learning curve by providing it, and they will greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, and you mentioned something so significant, the inbound links and outbound links. So now, you have, if those domains have been around for years now, they have a certain amount of authority on Google. So your site freshly, coming to the scene will also be able to attribute or, pull in some of that authority into your website through the linking, through the swap linkings, and with that, comes more the opportunity of having more visitors and turning them into paying guests. So that's very important, to at least create those joint ventures. Choose some of the smaller businesses, mom and pop stores, mom and pop local stores that cater to the tourism. Maybe it's the local bar, maybe it's the local winery, maybe it's the local restaurant. All of these things are very important, because now you're creating an opportunity for yourself to bring in more guests, bring in your perfect guests at that, because that, again, those websites already have authority. They may have been around a lot longer, and they have a certain amount of traffic that's already coming to their website. You can also pull in those folks who are looking for accommodations in those areas. Again, like Judah mentioned, 67% of travelers are looking for a branded website as opposed to choosing a third-party website. That comes along with saving finances and not having to pay a third party booking fees. That's how they make money. They make their big money by the booking fee, by the service providers paying their fees as well. So this is good. This is good.
Yep, yep, you're right. So, those links are very important because again, as Chris mentioned, when Google sends out those spiders or those bots to crawl websites, when they're crawling your site because it's new to the web, uh, they will recognize that you're linking to local sites. And so it will send the signal to Google that this site is legit. They're linking to local sites, and especially if those local sites are linking back to you, then Google really recognizes your site as being a legitimate local business, and you're likely to be listed higher in the search results because of it.
Yes.
Now, it does take some time. It does take typically 3 to 6 months on average to be listed on the first page of Google with certain keywords and keyword phrases that you're using. So you're going to have to be a little patient.
Yes.
You're going to have to be a little patient, and but understand that your hard work, it will pay off, especially when you start to put the content out there in the form of blogging.
Yeah.
Now, our editor does provide blogging. Let me just quickly go back to the editor here and show you. It does provide the blogging. So there is, once you hit the blogging button, there is some pre-made articles for you just to kind of get you looking at how that process will work, and then you can kind of just plug and play. So you take out those articles and put in your own articles. All right.
Yeah.
So going back to the preview here, the About Us is a very important page because again, this is where you can tell your story, why you got started,
yes,
how you got started in the industry, why you love the industry so much, how you plan to accommodate your guests, what you do for them, why you do it. This is where they really begin to know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
And as you can see, what Jody wanted to do, she wanted to showcase that this was a family-run business. So it was important for her and her husband to be in the same picture together on the same page, because this was just something that was just really important for her. And she has her motto here: live, love, laugh, and have fun. It's our family motto.
Yes.
So now I feel like not only am I staying with a trusted brand, because I feel like when I'm on her site, I'm at a trusted brand, Tetbury Cotswold Cottages, but I also know that I'm staying with real people.
Yes.
Right. I'm staying with real people, and she is most likely going to be able to accommodate my needs because I feel it in her picture. I'm reading about the about section, and I'm just getting that sense. She mentions that she has 3 children. Well, me personally, I have 5 children. So that is relatable to me, right? It's relatable. And I know for you, Chris, you have 2 beautiful little girls.
Yeah.
And so I know that's relatable.
Yeah.
So she has humanized. We talk about this, and we'll talk a lot about this in our accelerator groups.
Yep.
Humanizing your brand.
Yep.
Humanizing your brand.
And if you're in our branding group, we talk about these emotional triggers. Beautiful family, by the way, Jody, excuse me. And if you scroll back down a little bit, she added her mantra: live, love, laugh, and have fun is our family mantra or motto or slogan. Those are the important emotional triggers. Again, it's reaching out. It's making her personable. I know you're able to add these type of things on a listing site, but it means a lot more when it's on a branded website. You're able to pull in those emotional triggers with somebody that has a large family or a relatively small family. They're able to say, okay, these are the hosts, especially coming from guests. Guests immediately want to be able to have hosts that they can be relatable. They're able to relate to these people, because if these people have children, if these people, if this person, Jody, and her husband have children, I'm able to bring my children here because I'm in the belief that these people have stayed here. So that means that it's accommodating for children. Maybe it's accommodating for adults. Again, these are pulling at these emotional triggers, and we're able to accentuate that on the About Us page. And she was able to eloquently say what she needed to say in her profile, and immediately what's at the bottom? A call to action. Immediately contact us. If I'm reading this and I'm saying, wow, this is a place where I want to be, I definitely want to reach out to this person and get some more information or learn more about this accommodation. So here's immediately a call to action. You just made it user friendly. I just told you guys about Google. Google is looking for a user friendly website, and most importantly, even on the level of mobile devices, it's going to be even better because we have 3 billion mobile device users across the world, and that's another important part of about our website. If you see, it went. He was able to go toggle between Apple and Android, and it's giving you the same pain point, and it's able to showcase how it looks on a mobile device. It's even faster on a mobile device, which makes it 10 times better. Because again, I can imagine 60 months out, people are on their laptop, maybe on their, that's 50-50, maybe on their laptop, maybe on their mobile devices. 30 days out, they're on their mobile devices because they're looking for something fairly quickly. And any sooner than that, it's, oh yeah, they're definitely on their mobile devices. But that can be debatable. We can't really measure that. We can only measure on, the success of course, the bookings, and then you'll be able to find out whether they're on a mobile devices or a laptop or a desktop or whatever. But again, it's those pain points. Judah mentioned the colors, the blue. You have to, we talk about this in the branding group as well, and we'll talk about it in our accelerator group. The blue alone, a lot of people may not know, but blue stands for contracts. The most important one that it stands for trust. And I trust Jody enough, as in my guest mind, after reading her profile, that I want to contact her and learn more about her accommodation. And that blue is so important, and it's beautiful.
Yep. And one thing that Jody wanted to do is she had a background here, and she wanted us to remove the background. And Chris, this is, you did a great job on modifying the picture. But again, you added the blue to match the whole theme and look and feel of the website and her brand colors. And you were able to contrast, and it was just perfectly too, because he had the blue shirt on. So you were able to utilize a blue within the same family and have it contrast to the point to where it's not blended with the blue. It still doesn't look tacky. It goes together, and it feels like it flows. It feels like it belongs.
Consistency, guys. Consistency. You have to stay consistent with your brand colors. Just pick them and understand, why did you pick this color? Why, what did it make you feel like when you're a lot of, again, you have emotional triggers. The colors in your website is so important, because those are the things that help people remember who you are, and that's the whole point. And having repeat guests, because now, after I done went to Jody's, cottages, and I had a great experience, I may not book again until the next year. I may not book again 2 years from now. But guess what? I'm going to remember, because her website, was able to, instill, the things that, most memorable, not only just about the experience, about who she is, and that comes along a lot with email marketing as well. But I'm always going to remember that the user experience, like I also did the graph, and that's in a branding group as well. It starts at the reservation stage at the 60-day mark, 2 months out. And it starts when they land on your branded website. It doesn't end. It works all the way through until, they've not even seen your website. Maybe they went back and referenced your website. They did see your website. Of course, they landed there, they booked there. But after they went through the booking process, they actually doubled back and went to the things to do to see, okay, here's the local restaurants or bars that I need to attend or I need to go to. So now it's going to another level. It's going all the way until they check out. So, and then her email marketing after that is what's going to, be able to bring in that repeat guest. So yes, consistency is very, very important, guys, in branding.
Now, you spoke on email marketing, so I wanted to quickly add before I talk about this really quick. Our platform does integrate with MailChimp and Constant Contact. So you are able to have opt-in forms on your website that you can integrate with those integration companies, again, Constant Contact and MailChimp. But our website will integrate with any third-party email marketing platform, like GetResponse is one of our favorites that we use, because you're able to embed the HTML code for those opt-in forms. Also, with the platform, depending on when you're watching this video and when you come into our program, you're going to have unlimited access for life to web personalization, and that's something that Chris talked about a little while ago. But through the web personalization, you can create pop-up forms and things like that, where you can embed your opt-in forms from your third-party email marketing platforms like a GetResponse or a MailChimp or Constant Contact. Now you're able to collect these emails from people who may not be ready to book with you today, but they may be ready to book with you in 30 days. But they're looking for a little bit more information, so they want to join your email list because maybe they want to read your newsletter. Maybe they want to read your local guide to the top attractions in the area. Whatever it is that you're giving away for free on your website in exchange for their email address and their name, they're trusting you enough to give you that information. So that's where you really start to build that relationship and build up your brand around the likability of what it is that you're offering. So our platform does integrate with those third parties. And also what helps with the email marketing, again, you're going to get that learning in our membership site. So we're going to be teaching you that. That's one of the first lessons that we teach you is email marketing. Yes, so you'll be able to watch the online videos. You'll be able to download the PDF guides. You're going to get a lot of great insight from those guides. And if you have questions, we're always here for you. We're always here for you. Now, what I wanted to do is just quickly show you this. I know this is just a recap on her About Us page in terms of what she's doing from the homepage, right? 280 plus satisfied guests. But we also wanted to give an average of the hospitality hours that she has worked, because she's been doing this full time for 2 years, right? She's been doing this, I think she said, for about 2 years.
Wow.
So putting in those hours is that's probably, again, she's probably put more hours in, but we wanted to showcase her expertise 360 degrees, because this is what she do. This is what she does. This is who she is. This is what she's doing it full time. She's here for you guys. And this is what she wanted to convey on her website, that she was here for her guests.
Yes.
That nothing else is going to distract her from giving a great service. So again, we wanted to showcase that her cottages are clean and comfortable, and that she's great at hospitality.
Yeah.
So she also left a little bit about the area here on the About Us, which coincides with who she is, because she really is a genuine local person.
Yes.
She really loves her area. She loves where she lives. She loves bringing people into the area, and she loves accommodating them. So
yes.
Showing pictures of the area. She wanted the black and white pictures here, and they highlight or turn color once the mouse hovers over them. So this is another personalization tool that you get that you're not going to get with other site builder platforms, like many of them out there that provides, because you have many channel managers like a Guesty or a Zebu or a Logify. They offer web builders, which is great because you can get the all-in-one package.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. But the only thing that it lacks is it doesn't allow you to customize those templates to your liking, and there's not a lot of integration in terms of the customization. Like there's not a lot of widget tools that you're going to be able to use to customize your website. So when I go to a templated site, I know a templated site when I see one, because I've seen so many of these websites. Now your guests may not be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
But and I know, and everybody on these platforms know that, hey, my site is going to look like somebody else's site.
Yes.
The only difference is the pictures that I choose to upload on my properties, right, or my logo. But at the end of the day, your templated site is going to look like everybody else's templated site that's on this platform. So what you get with our platform is that you're able to build a customized site from scratch. You're also able to have access to the HTML coding. So I just want to quickly show you that right here. So if you bring a developer on board to work with you within our platform, you have that option to do that, and you can bring your developer, and your developer can work on your website through the back end of the HTML code editor.
Yes.
Developer mode. So you're able to do that. So that's, that's something that you're able to do. So
and back to what you were mentioning earlier about, most of these templated sites, again, your site will look just like everybody else, which doesn't give you that opportunity to stand out from the crowd. And again, user friendliness. I don't know what, the user friendliness or how, these sites are user friendly, and how that, how Google is going to calculate that. And if it's a templated site, I can imagine that Google wouldn't be as friendly to them or as beneficial to them having something similar to what everybody else has. That's totally up to Google. I think it's great if you're looking into a free option. But of course, again, that's why we have different levels. We understand that, most people won't have, the ability to go to any other levels but the beginner level. But we're always here, and we're here to let you grow and allow you to scale into the mastermind and into the accelerator portion of it. We always highly suggest that people always choose the accelerator, choose the mastermind, just because you get so much more than what the beginner level offers, or for that matter for anybody, because I don't see anybody else teaching digital marketing strategies in this industry. But these are very important strategies that you would need to become a better host, a better hospitality manager, a better super host. Because we know, again, we were able to accentuate that on this website. We was able to bring exposure to that for Jody on this website here. And this is gonna go far, and we'll continue to document her progress, and we'll all be able to we'll be able to showcase this in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing about working with a small group of people at a time. Again, if you've gone to our website, then you know that we're only allowing 30 people into our program at any given time. And the reason why is because we are a small team, and we want to be able to work with a small team, meaning our partner clients. We want to be able to work with them closely so that we're meeting their needs and we're meeting their expectations. For us, again, it's all about providing a service that is memorable, providing a service that brings you back to us. And so, that's one of the reasons why we didn't want to just throw our software out there and start allowing people to come in, because we know that we would have a hard time servicing that. So allowing people to come in slowly, 30 people at a time, that's what our team can handle. So, we don't know if we're ever going to allow our software to be, given away to the public. But for right now, you have to be a member in order to come into the program. I mean, in order to get access to the site builder. So just wanted to throw that out there and keep that in mind. So moving on to the contact page. Obviously, the contact us page is something that is pretty standard on many websites. It's going to have Jody's name and her name of her cottages, her business, where you can contact her, email address. She's got Our Guests Matter. So we were able to put the booking form here. And this is just a general contact us form. Maybe we could pull the other booking form over here as well. But we wanted this form just to be a general contact us form, because it could be somebody else who reach out to her that's other than the guest. Maybe like a potential local business may reach out to her via the form and want to do some sort of joint venture partnership, or any other local accommodations company that's providing. Maybe they're not providing cottages, maybe they're providing other type of accommodations, and maybe they want to be able to partner with Jody. So we wanted to just keep this communication, or this contact form kind of generic. She did request that we add some pictures of of the inside of her units on her contact form, on her contact page, which I think was a great idea, because again, it just reminds the people, like, look, we're here for you. This is what we got. You see it once you hit the send button. You're going to see it. So it just again just keeps her cottages in the face of her guests or her visitor who's visiting the site.
So yes, again, I mean, creative control is key here. You know, we obviously we're the experts and we're able to guide you along the way. Once the keys are pretty much turned over to Jody, which she's already have access to, she can go in and make changes if she wanted to. Of course, with our expert advice, making sure that the SEO is always up to date, so that way nothing is ever in a place or out of alignment, whereas though you don't have the ability to reach people organically. That's something that's very, very important here. Again, we don't want to just build something or allow you to come in and just build something and then just throw you to the wolves like the rest of the websites. We're a team, we're a small team, and we're looking to grow and help you guys scale and then document this all the way on, all along the way so that we can better our services. That's what we pride ourselves on is having, the communication board, and, being able to, guide each other's along the way. And I think that was great. This was a great project. I enjoyed every step of the way. Looking forward to more projects. And we got more coming going down the pipeline.
Yeah.
So it's great.
So what we'll do is we'll do more like this of some of our other websites projects that we have, because each one of them is going to be different. Each one of them is going to be a different kind of call to actions, because we're servicing, because our clients are servicing different travelers, like because that's one thing that we do is we want to focus on who is your ideal or perfect guest. What is that person? Who is that person? And let's begin to discover who they truly are, so that we can speak those marketing messages to them to bring them into the site, to bring them into your direct booking site. So we'll definitely do more of these. I hope that those who are watching was able to take from this. Again, even if you don't hire us to build a site, or you want to have access to our site builder, you can watch this video, take the notes, and go out and build your own site, but just follow the key principles. Again, allowing, brand colors is important. How fast your website loads is very important. Remembering that you have 3 to 5 seconds to capture the attention of your guest as they come on board. Making sure your header picture is right, and it pulls them in, and then you have the right verbiage on that header picture that gets them comfortable and gets them wanting to read more about what you have to offer on your website. Because again, what they're going to do is, people are going to come to your site after it loads. They're going to take a quick look to see if there's something that they want to continue to spend their time on. And then they're just going to scroll. They're going to scroll to kind of see if this site is legit. Is it cute? Is it have what I need? And then if it looks appealing to them, then they'll go back and read. And this is the majority of how users.
Yes.
This is the majority of how users navigate the web. So the aesthetics must be right. The placement of your pictures must be right. The spacing must be right. Everything has to kind of be right. But going back to what Chris talked about with the SEO, and then I want to show you the page speed, and I guess we can close. And we'll get into the builder in another video.
Yep.
But so if we're going to be doing the SEO for a lot of you guys coming into the program, and each page will have its own SEO sequencing. So we can tailor each page towards specific keywords and things like that. So the page title is important, the site description, which is your meta description. We have the option to use keywords here. Google doesn't really do the keyword thing anymore because people were taking advantage of it. They were overstuffing the meta tags with keywords, and Google just felt like they were just being spammed. So they don't really look at that anymore, but it's a good idea to kind of maybe just, throw a few keywords there. But we can do this on every single page. A lazy loading of images and widgets, we have that turned on because it saves on page speed, right? So if we turn it off, that means that those pages, those images will load, but it's going to cut down on the page speed. So the reason why we have lazy loading turned on, and each one of your pages will have this option, Reason why we have that turned on is because we don't want those images loading until they start to scroll, and then those images will load. So again, it saves on page speed, and that's the reason why our pages load very, very fast. So let me quickly show you. So you can go to the developers.google.com/speed/page speed/insights. You can just go to Google and type in Google PageSpeed, and then this site will come up. So what I'm going to do is type in the domain Tetbury Cotswolds Cottages, and right now it's being hosted on our domain. But it doesn't matter if it's hosting on our domain or we point her domain to the site, which we're doing now. But it's still going to load. It's still going to analyze the page speed because it's on our hosting platform. So any website you can punch in here, and it's going to tell you how fast it loads. So this is the mobile load speed. Is at an 81 out of 100. Now this is going to fluctuate 3 to 4 points, because one time I did it, it was like 84. I did it another time, it was at like an 83. So it's going to fluctuate, and I think it fluctuates because of the mobile device that it may be displayed on. Yeah. So you may have tablets, you may have your iPhone or your Droid or the type of version of those different phones, the type of brand, which. So I think that's the reason why it kind of fluctuates around 3 to 4 or 5 points. But at 81, a score of 81 or 84 out of 100 is great. Yeah. That means that those pages are loading pretty fast. And as you can see, Google does pull up a mobile image of her website, and it lets you know why these sites are loading. So the first contentful paint, that means that the first thing that pops up on the mobile device pops up in 0.8 seconds. So it's most likely her header here. So it's popping up in 0.8 seconds, and the whole page is going to load within 5 seconds. So, but it has a speed index of 2 seconds. So we're actually doing pretty good. And again, our platform and our team of developers is constantly working on the platform to make sure that we are meeting Google standards and the Google guidelines, because we want your pages to be loading fast. And especially because we know that most of your searches and most of the people that's visiting your website are going to come from the mobile devices. Desktop, we're at 98% out of 100. So again, it's going to fluctuate. The highest that I've seen this so far is at 99. I haven't seen 100. But this is loading super fast on desktop. So just to give you an idea, though, we can go back to the preview section, and we can type on things to do, and you can see how fast that loads, yes. Right? Yes. You can see how fast it's loading. Yeah. And so
mm-hmm. Oh, I was going to say as well, when you're dealing with a mobile device, those mobile devices may not load as fast depending on what, device that you have. So it will alternate. So, Google Analytics or developer Google speed, page speed and insights are pretty accurate.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's of course, on a desktop, you have a modem, or on a laptop, you have a bigger Intel device or whatever have you. So
yeah, the
processor is going to be able to process and populate things a lot faster than what a mobile device does. But again, we've seen websites that's populate in the red, and and those are websites that you can imagine like, wow, I thought this was going to serve right, but maybe it was hosted on WordPress, and WordPress is one of those big, heavy sites, and it struggles with being able to populate as fast, just because it's loaded down with so many widgets and so many things. So our developers, again, they're working around the clock for us, and they're doing a great job.
Yep, and as you can see, we're in all greens for our lab data. So, the first contentful paint, it pops up in 0.2 seconds. Our whole load time is loading on desktops in 1.2 seconds. It's very fast. Again, when we say that our site is Google PageSpeed preferred, we're not giving you, we're not blowing smoke here. We're telling you the absolute truth. Like, our sites load very, very fast because that's something as marketers and as branders we wanted to focus on. You're not going to get that with a Wix site. Everybody knows that Wix sites are not really Google friendly. So we didn't want to just create a software or be a part of a team that was creating a software that just to create the software. What is the purpose of the software? And can we give this to our clients and help them in their businesses? And that's what we're doing. So we're in the industry, in the vacation industry alone, and I'm not just saying this to be biased, but I think we have the best site builder platform in the industry.
Well, let's talk about data. Wix and Squarespace, they fall along the line of World Wide Web usage. They fall last place when it comes to organic traffic. And what I mean by organic traffic, anybody that's searching on the on web-based, whether it's mobile data, whether it's the mobile devices or laptop and desktop, Wix and Squarespace, they're landing last. Next in line is Weebly. Weebly is another one. It's not. It's Google is just they're not their software is just not necessarily built for you to scale any type of business. I see a lot of people have success with it. I'm not saying that they don't. But then the top tier is a WordPress site. Next in line or next to that would be ours, because again, we're hosted on AWS, we're hosted on Amazon Cloud, and those systems are able to process a lot, and they work well with the integrations that comes with Google. That's our backers, Adam, and our backers were able to do the job and do a hell of a job in making sure that our servers and our websites were able to be top when it comes to Google.
Absolutely. And one thing I wanted to show the guys is that, we're going to go to Jody's old website, right? And we're going to analyze her old website before she came to us and just show you how fast it was running and why she knew she needed a new website redesign, and one of the reasons why she chose to go with B&B Amplify. So if you can remember, our website, her new website built on our platform, is loading on a mobile device at 81, right? 81 to 84, right? Well, look how fast her old site that she had built on WordPress, someone that she had hired through Fiverr, her mobile site is scored at a 26 out of 100. It's in the red, right? That's terrible. That's terrible. And it's no better on a desktop. It's no better on the desktop. And you can see her screenshot of her old site here. When you go to the mobile site doesn't even look like a mobile. I mean, it wasn't really too mobile friendly.
Yeah.
So you have a 40, and again, her new site on our platform is scoring at a 98, 99.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it, a big difference.
A huge difference, right? So don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. I mean, we know what we're talking about, and we want to help you guys out as much as we can. We have a great software here. We have a great team of developers. We have a great overall team of content writers and website designers that we work with. Again, we are a small team, but we are a great small team, and I'm honored to be working with each one of them.
Absolutely. I think what you wanted to say, we are a small team with we pack a big team or big corporation capability.
Kind of a punch, I guess. Capabilities, yeah.
So it's awesome. So definitely, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll update you. This is an ongoing process. Hopefully you guys will be interested, and you can be showcased on here as well. As long as you don't mind. I know Jody doesn't mind, and this was a great, session here. So appreciate you guys watching. Comment below, share your thoughts. Hit us up in a DM, hit us up in a message. Inquire. Let's get on this phone. Let's get on a conversation. Let's get on a phone call or Zoom, whatever you guys prefer, and have these conversations on how we can help your business, your vacation rental business at that. So thank you again. We're signing out.
Yep. Thank you.
Hey, thanks again for watching, guys. Come follow us on social media, our Instagram page and our Facebook page. Also, don't forget to join our free Facebook group, Vacation Rental Branding Success for Airbnb, VRBO, and HomeAway. Subscribe, hit the notification. Thanks again.